Super quick video on my own car, 2001 Honda Insight. As you can see by the cutouts there, this is a drain plug that was an oversized drain plug. And I did my oil change a couple of days ago, and it kind of stripped, and I said, okay, I'm going to look for a solution to this. Okay. I just drained the oil out, brand new oil. Of course, it was leaking. I thought maybe it wouldn't leak, and I'd be okay until the next oil change. Apparently not. So I drained the oil, and now here's what I used. Okay, that's a spark plug hole tap. You know, you make it bigger and then you put the sleeve in. So to me, this is a good way to go, because I actually found a drain plug that is actually a 14.125 thread, same as the spark plug thread, and I bought some. I had the tool, of course, and then I bought the separate sleeves, and I'm going to let this probably drain. It's probably going to, you know, keep having a little bit of oil dripping, and ultimately you want to put red Loctite on the sleeve, just like you would in the spark plug. But if it's good enough for a spark plug, it should be good enough for this. And I went all the way deep with it, so I'm sure it's fine. I may actually run some oil down it to get the you know, it's not that many threads, because it was dripping. As you can see, there's actually, where's my, there we go. There's actually oil on this, so it was collecting the threads, but there's got to be a lot in there. So I don't know exactly how I'll do it just yet. Maybe I'll throw some diesel fuel down there, something to wash it down. For the most part, it should get caught up in the screen if there's any issue like that. Yeah, you want it to be as neat as possible, but I'd rather not, you know, drop the oil pan, take off this, and change the oil pan over just the screw. And I know that they make other options too. They have this weird thing that taps threads. It has seal on it, and it can go all the way from 12 millimeter all the way to 16 millimeter. You know, they kind of look hokey-dokey. And then I had a magnetic plug then on it. So I think this is the way to go. So I'll probably, you know, make another video as well, just to show you how I finished off with it. All right, so I lowered the car because I had it up really high, and of course I still have more oil in there because, I mean, I had the car up really high. Now I'm kind of tucked in there, but I think I'm just going to put the straw in there. Hang on, I got to line up the oil pan better. But I think that's all you need to do. First of all, like I said, I had it up high, so the oil that's in there started pushing it out. And then you just... That's wonderful. I don't know if it went inside or not. That would suck. Hopefully it's right there. I gotta take a better look. Oh well. Alright. Oh, say, can you see? Oh yeah. Oh no, that's just... I think that's it. It's in there. How wonderful. Gee. It's always nice to make shit fucking more difficult. Oh yeah, that's it. Wonderful. Right. Let's try these micro needle nose. It's harder than it looks. Oh my god. First try blindly. I just said, fuck it, I'm going in. Oh boy. Something happened that was good. Alright, so that's the part number. This is the guy, but you know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to get a copper washer, because I'm going to put this all the way on. I'm going to use anti-seize on the inside, okay, and red Loctite, loaded up with red Loctite. So I'm going to put the red Loctite in, the sleeve in there as far as I can by hand, and then I'm going to crank the whole thing down. I don't want it sticking out, so just in case there's, you know, they have these ribbed threads here. In fact, I have it backwards. I think it goes the other way. I'm pretty sure of that. So ultimately, I'm going to start the sleeve, and then I'm going to put this guy in like this, and then it's going to get tight near the end there. I don't want the resistance to be greater on the outside than in here. So it would push that. So being that, you know, somebody had put a shitty copper washer, but I'm going to put another copper washer that's the right size. That way I don't have, unless I have something else that's like an aluminum one or something a little more solid that'll resist this not getting flush. Because ultimately I don't want it to dig into here, because then the seal is not really doing its job then. So, I mean, ultimately, because I really don't want to take it out. Like when I do this with a spark plug, I would never take it out again until I did the next oil change or did the next tune-up, which could be a while, you know. And it gives time for the red Loctite to set. I just don't want to play games. I'd rather not touch it, you know. So, that being said, I can always go back to this as long as I get it seated all the way. But I want one to really go there. So like I said, I put the anti-seize here, so I'm going to be winging down this thing to make it tight. So I'm relying on these to cut into the aluminum, and there's really no threads in the beginning. So it really going to be holding by the red Loctite, and I just hope it really seals. And, you know, just in case it leaks on the outside here, because you never know, it does cover everything, you know. But if I have a copper washer, it'll cover it. Like I may need a softer one in the end, like this. But I can wait till the next oil change. But if I put a hard one there, at least then it'll be flush into it. Because ultimately I would do this without it, and then back it out, and then put it back on again. And you can see there's actually a space here, so it almost can't go much further here. That's funny. Yeah, it's like the boss of the threads there. There's no threads at the end. It actually prevents it. So this might be a moot point anyway. So it'll actually probably go below. And I screwed it on wrong again. So this might actually have a different effect. It might actually go, because I think there's no threads on the inside. Yep, see, that's the right way. So ultimately I would have done this without a gasket. But then I would be afraid that it comes out again. You know, I just don't want it to come out. I don't want to wait. I just want it to be done. So I just assume, you know, deal with it another time if I had a problem. But ultimately I'm going to get the right size of this, and that should work out just fine. Okay, I have a problem. Don't do what I do. So this is an old KD tool, and it's an older tool. I don't know where my newer tool is, because I've obviously bought these, and then I had another pack of these. I'm like, did they change the thread? But if you compare the thread on the outside, it is not the same. So I think it's meant for this. And I actually found one in my fucking toolbox, which is a miracle. So I think this is only for the helicoil style thing, which is fine for what I'm doing here. But man, that really put a damper on things and had me looking all over the place. It'd be nice if I was a little more prepared and a little less messy. But that should go in. I got to break that off afterwards. And hopefully this works. Let's see what happens. Took me a while to get it started. I just got it started. I poured a bunch of red Loctite over it. Let's see if I can get in this. It's pretty smooth, I want to say. I'm pretty happy about that. Okay. I'm pretty sure that's all it needs to be. I don't think I feel anything. There's a hair there, it looks like. Yeah, looks like it only goes halfway anyway, so of course you want to make use of the threads. See what happens. Pliers held it tight, smacked the pliers in while still holding it, pulled it out. Now I got some anti-seize on that. I still want to put anti-seize on that part because you don't want it to bind. You don't want to keep looking for these things every time you do an oil change. I mean, that's the good news about these coils, is that you can actually get them out, you know. But it should be somewhat permanent here. I really hope so. Yeah, so that was not good. But, you know, I would have rather have put the sleeve. I don't know if I'm able to tap the sleeve, you know, tap it any further to put the sleeve in there. Maybe if I put some, you know, epoxy on it, you know, because I don't know how much it's going to distort. You know, I have two sets of, you know, threads in there, but like I said, if I Loctite it in there and it really holds, or epoxy it, once I get that sleeve in, it'll be fine, you know. But I can't believe I found one of those in my toolbox. It'd be nice if I found the right tool, but apparently the one I thought I had was just the same one. But then I had a brainstorm, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is for a helicoil. So, hang on, I'll put the light on. That's as good as it's going to be, I think. And these don't back out either. Like, even when you're trying to go in with the tool, once you go in, you can't go out. You would break the thing off in there. And that... Oh, Jesus. I hope it... Yeah, I better let that... I worry about, like, Loctite getting into the threads there and making it kind of funny. So, maybe I should run a chase in there. Just for the hell of it. Just to clean out the red Loctite. Ugh, that's interesting. Alright, let me see how that works. Alright, so I played with this a couple of times. The end of the helicoil has not moved. So it could be where it's broken off that it's a little bit messed up. You know, because it broke off a little tight. But I mean, I put it in a couple of times now. I haven't winged it down, like, to make the final tightness on it. But you got to use a wrench to tighten it. And it could just be the nature of the beast. But I'm pretty sure this is going to tighten and stay where it needs to stay. That's tight. Okay, that ain't going nowhere. So at least it was successful. You should do it differently with the sleeve. That would be a lot better than trying to find these. I don't even know if they make them anymore for spark plugs, because I think the sleeve design is actually much better. So that's why they went with it. But that's definitely sealing. I should be okay from here on end. Like I said, worst case scenario, something could be done. There's so many different size plugs that you can just tap it to the right size, and it's aluminum, so it's just going to dig it out. There's plenty of room on this boss, on this oil pan, so it's kind of meant to, it'd be nice if it was meant not to strip. Like if they put a sleeve in there to begin with, you know, a metal sleeve, so it doesn't strip. But either way, there are solutions here, even after my fuck up, you know. But it ended up being that I had a sleeve, amazingly, the helicoil. So, oh well, you know, things happen, and you don't do this work all the time. You forget, you know, or you just don't run into it. I've probably bought, like I said, bought the other tool. And I'm going back now in my notes here. It was $16.99 with the tool and $13.99 without the tool. So I bought the cheaper one because I just needed the sleeves. I figured I should have bought a whole nother kit again, and it wouldn't have been an issue. So, oh well, you know, live and learn.